Hello, everybody. All right, welcome to the mic stand. Today is, of course, Sunday, March the 22nd, 2026. Tonight, of course, I'm joined by Sabrina from Devil Flyer Momentum. So,
Yeah.
what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to hand the show over to her for a moment to see if she wants to promote anything, promote any project she's doing or her business or what have you. um so I'll just hand it off.
So basically, the same thing I always promote is Rex Devil Flyer Momentum Comics. And if you're interested in helping get the latest comic out, go to Fund My Comic through his website or through his YouTube channel. And you can just type in Rex Devil Flyer or Momentum Comics Devil Flyer and do it that way. Um, I will keep pushing him and pushing his Fund My Comic. And right now, he is having issues with his computer, which we talked about. So he's not on like he normally is, but you can always go on his page and watch old episodes of like his draw stream and his 4 o'clock shadow, which is good. No, 5 o'clock shadow. And
Well,
he
no,
has
I
some
think I
really
think for him it is 4 o'clock shadow.
yeah, because for me it's 5 because he's an hour behind me, so it is called the
Huh,
4 o'clock shadow.
yeah.
And my suggestion is go and watch it. It's Go and watch some of his stuff. It's really good, and any way I can promote and help him is good. So yeah,
All right.
and
So
I will.
yeah, okay, sorry. I almost
Yeah,
cut you
that's
off
okay.
there. All right, anything more you want to say before we get started?
Oh yes, everybody should come to next week's episode of this show. Am I correct? Is next week the one that the
Well, Terry, yeah,
Mighty
next week we're going to be having Terry from Mighty Geek Studios back with us. So,
Yes.
via special request from Sabrina here. So,
Yes.
um, I know it's been a while since we've had him on. So I'm sure that you guys might want to check that out as well. Of course, you should check out every week because I mean we go back through some interesting comics and just get a good idea of how people thought back, um, 80 years ago, so 80, 85 years ago. So,
Yes.
um,
And it's always neat and fun to watch, and you get a lot out of it. And yes. And I like reading the old comics because they are just so cool.
hmm. All right. Well, anything more you want to add before we get started?
I just want to let everybody know we're having some high winds and some storms. So if I get booted out, please do not think it's because of an offense or anything like that. It's because a storm has came through and probably bopped me because it does happen.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been having here in California. We've been having the opposite problem. We haven't had like storms like you're having them up there, out there where you're at. But for us, it's been more like summer-like weather during the days. uh,
Well, today I think it got up to like in the 70s, which is, kind of normal for this time of the year. And other times it's like, what the heck? So, yeah, I'm just,
the high here where I'm at was dropped to 78 from like being up in the mid to high 80s and low 90s. So, um, anyways, so and of course you do feel like reading along tonight, right? Right, Sabrina?
yes, as always, yes.
All right. I usually just ask just to make sure. All right, so to get everybody caught up on what we're going to be going over tonight, of course, tonight we're going to be looking at comics. Of course, we're going to be continuing our trip down Comic History Lane in August of 1940. This week we're going to be venturing into the universe of Centaur Publications. We're going to be reading some Amazing Man, some Arrow, some the ICs, and we are also going to be reading Super Spy. And even though the Eye technically is a second story in the book, it still, since it's part of the title. So this is going to be one of those rare occasions. Hey, Metal, see you there? It's going to be one of those rare occasions where we are going to basically be reading all lead features. So we're going to have something like, let's see, about 39 pages to try to get through. So anyways, with all that being, and of course, at the end of the show, after we get through all that, of course, we'll have the This Day in Niche History, some interesting stuff there. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and get started then? Oh, let me just pull up this.
Yes.
All right, so here we go. So here's Amazing Man. October's the cover date, of course. 10 cents, number 16. You got Amazing Man, Mini Midget, Iron Skull, the Shark, and Mighty Man. That Amazing Man right there.
Oh, I like her hair.
Yeah. Classic look for back in that time period. That's the way they had the hair more styled back then. Alrighty then. So our first, as I said, our first story is going to be Amazing Man. Amon, the Amazing Man. John Amon, known also as the Amazing Man, and the Green Mist continues his fight against the Great Question, Master International Criminal Zonia Henderson. His beautiful girl assistant adds her courage and loyalty to his amazing powers. She looks like she's a teeny bopper there, doesn't she?
Yes, she does, but her hair and her outfit. Yeah.
By A.L. Kirby and Sam Decker. While Zonia and Amon are talking in the lobby of a hotel, a package arrives for Zonia. Ms. Henderson, package for you.
I wonder who could have sent me this grand package. What are you doing, Amon?
Give me that thing, quick. Why do you think he might be taking it?
Because he thinks it might be a bomb.
Yeah, the urgency there is probably, and lo and behold, look at that. I heard something click in that package. Knew a detonator had been tripped in it. Amon heads straight for the plate glass window, and I've got to get that fellow. Through it. Whoa there, where do you think you're going? Now talk, kid. Who hired you to do this? They'd kill me. Oh, actually, you want to try the kid here?
Oh gosh, I'm so good at kids. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. They'd kill me if I told you, mister. All I can say is they're in the National Trust building.
Hold this lad until I see you. I'm a special investigator. Um, come come on, kid. But evil eyes were watching. That Miss guy got the kid. I'd better get back and tell the boss. That was a swell lead the kid gave me. Hope I can find what I'm looking for in the National Trust building. Inside, Amon sees that the uniforms have the same insignia as worn by the Death Messenger. Death Messenger. nice,
Death
nice,
messenger.
nice writing there. Take me to the office of the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 42nd floor. But a wink passes between the two employees. When the elevator doors are closed, the operator quickly puts a gas mask on a gas mask. He presses a button, and the elevator is soon filled with gas. Later in the basement, hey, Mike, come here and look what I got. Call the boss and tell him we got the mist guy. Yeah, this is Mike. Mike Corbin. Boss, we got him on. Sure, I'll wait for the doc. So you've got the amazing man, huh? Well, I've got this lamp ray to fix him permanently. This gun is just what the doctor ordered. It saps his strength and kills his willpower, so he can't will himself into that mist. Then, when he's weak enough, we can kill him off like a normal man. Simple, isn't it? Just then, the boss walks in. Hi, boss. Got him, huh? Hi, boys. Got him, huh? This'll mean millions for us. The great question will pay off handsomely. Okay, boys. We've got to work fast before that gas we gave him wears off. Chain him to that box and fix up the gun while I talk to the great question. Okay, move. Hello, great question. We got this. That mist guy. What do we do with him? Kill him! Quick! I'll pay you well, but get rid of him while the chance is still good. Kill him! But in the meantime, Zonia is worried.
I've got a hunch that Eamon needs help. I've got to get to him some way.
In the police station.
You arrest a boy for trying to kill someone with a bombed package?
Yeah, yes, miss.
I am Johnny Amin's assistant. May I talk to the prisoner?
Um, all right. I think his last name's pronounced Amon. That's how I've been told.
Amon?
Yeah,
Amon? Okay.
just and I think his first name's John. um, yeah, yes, but it won't do you any good. He won't say a word through that door. Kelly'll take you to him.
Hello, pal. Won't you tell me something about all of this? Oh, I have to do the boy's voice. I forgot.
Yeah, remember we started with you.
Yeah, because I'm good at the boy's voices.
Oh, actually, I forgot to say that. Um,
Yeah,
in now, I guess now in the cell.
yeah. So he says, "You, why, what? Well, I'll tell you. You're kind, miss, but those cops are tough. I'll tell you, the National Trust building's the American headquarters of the Great Question. Big Shot there's got a swell office and a lot of dynamite in the basement. He's got his hideout down there, and that's enough for now. And cheer up. I'll do what I can for you, but let this be a lesson to you for being in bad company."
I just had to scroll down for a moment because I needed to see
Yeah.
where I was going. Okay.
Amon's in a real jam. I've got to get him out.
Yeah. I'm guessing she's probably in her early 20s there. That's what I'm guessing. Because the way she was dressed up, you would think she was like a teen, like maybe high school age or something like teenager.
Yeah,
But she seems a
like a
little
teeny
older than,
bopper.
huh? Hence
Yeah,
the
like a teeny
hence
bopper.
the teeny bopper comment earlier. But meanwhile, okay, the gun's all set, and this bird is stripped to take it. Zonia arrives in time.
Stand back, all of you, or I'll shoot the daylight through your hides.
Hmm. Oh, okay, and I see an arrow right there going to the right. I think it's. Let's see. So I
Oh,
think
okay,
it.
okay.
So it's
Okay.
so top left, right, and then back to left. So.
I don't know what this is all about, but this lamp isn't here for nothing.
Oh, oh, we see another instance where this happened. Look at her foot. Look at her foot right there, in the right panel there.
She has on no shoe.
You would think so, but we saw this in a comic. Yeah, I think it was Metal who was with me last week when I noticed this too. Yeah, they somehow it's almost like they morphed the foot and the shoe together there. You notice?
Yes.
I mean, it's all flesh color. Like there's no. It looks like she's wearing a shoe, but yet the shoe seems to be exact same color as her skin. It's like almost like camouflage right there. Uh, all right. So now, um, the loud noise Zonia made breaking the ray gun awoke Amon. He snaps his chain, bounds with amazing ease. Hi, Zonia. Unseen, the Great Question watches all that's going on from his super television set hid here in the corner. Oh, I think the tie him tight. I think that's you.
Where? But in the operatives, but in operatives
on the left side
18
there,
office.
where the quote is.
Where's the quote? Oh no, I think that's tie him tight. What's his name again?
Amon.
Amon. Tie him tight, Amon.
But in operative 18's operative 18's office. Give the alarm! Amon has escaped. Get the army down to the basement. Attention! Amon's loose in the basement. Report there at once. Every building employee, every employee belongs to the basement at once. To the army of crime. Get the girl! You can't hurt that Amon guy. Zonia and Amon attempt to escape, but looks like a couple of fellows up there. Stay here, Zonia, while I weed them out. A one-man army of lightning action. Amon leaps. Kind of the Superman punch right there.
Yeah.
Clear the way, boys. I'm going through. Okay, Zonia. The coast is clear. Come on up. But on the balcony above Zonia, she's right below us. Let her go. Amon sees them just in time, springs down and throws the safe off. So they're trying to get her with a safe there.
Yeah, they were trying to throw a safe on her. Yeah. Yeah.
Then, like a flash, he springs for the thugs. Number one on my hit parade. You know what the hit parade was, right?
Yeah, what was the... Well, I believe that was music, right? Wasn't it a show or a radio show?
In a way, a hit parade was a popular radio show that featured like big band swing music throughout the 40s. Okay.
Ah.
So it was a before there was, of course, before there was television, there was radio, and people would sit around their radios and at night and listen to all kinds of stuff. They'd listen to like shows like soap operas, westerns.
Yes, like the detective shows and all that. Yeah.
Right. And then also they'd have music programming. Usually at that time, because big band and swing were the big music taste of that time period. But one man escaped Amon's blows and is carrying Zonia off.
I'm on! John, I'm on!
Amon springs from the balcony, a second too late. Missed 'em. I'll have to use this other elevator. Funny, they went down. Must be a basement under this basement. When Amon gets to the lower basement, what the blazes is this? Nothing but corridors.
Hold on. Hold on, I gotta take this.
Huh. Oh, well, you're
Sorry,
good.
my door alarm. People were leaving.
Uh-huh. All right.
Hold
Well,
on one.
we actually have another guest here. That's Suri. Finally made it. Would have been here earlier, but I had to put a new screen on my laptop. Video killed the radio star. Yeah, from the 80s there. You remember that song, Sabrina? Oh. Oh, I see. You're still on.
I had to wait because of the my alarm on my door makes this
Uh-huh.
high pitched noise every time it opens. So
Mhm.
I had to mute so that the family could breathe. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
no problem.
No, yes, I remember "Video Killed the Radio Star." It was one of the first. It was the first song ever to be played on MTV.
That's right. Yeah. Video kill the
The
radio star.
radio star,
Video kill the
video killed the
radio
radio
star.
in
Yeah.
my heart. Sorry, I cannot sing, so I'm not going to. Yeah.
Well, you can sing, grant we can all sing. Just because not everybody's going to win a Grammy or anything like that doesn't mean that you can't sing.
Oh no, there are certain people that should never be allowed to sing. I am
Yeah.
a firm believer in that. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. No. So now it's my turn, right?
Well, yeah, there's like a two line um,
John, John.
rounding a corner. A man comes up against a blank wall. But I know they went this way. Must be a secret opening. As long as I can go into the green mist, walls mean nothing to me. Inside, quick, shutter in here, or shutter in. Here comes that mist. Too late, buddy. It's locked. Yeah, well, open it quick or I'll crush your brains together. It's a time lock. Won't open till tomorrow. But with Amon's amazing strength, he rips the door off with very little effort.
Oh, John, I knew you would come. Look, Anand, new money. I found it in here.
Counterfeit. Come on, Zonia. This is a job for the police. It'll take a lot of cops to round up that gang. They occupy that whole skyscraper. but the police commissioner is skeptical. This is ridiculous, Mr. Rahman. National Trust owns that building, and you merely got into their subground vault. That money is perfect. But I tell you, now, I'm afraid you're a little touched in the head. What do you think touched in the head means?
Not all there, crazy, not mentally sound.
Right. Interesting way they said it back then, huh?
Yeah. My favorite is the cheese has done slid off the cracker.
I myself haven't heard that one too many times, but
that's one of my faves.
Yeah, in the head, Amon. Maybe we ought to send you off somewhere for a rest. Running around in trunks and all that. Amon goes into the mist. See you later, Zonia. Wait for me here. I'll have to do this job alone after all. On the roof. I should have read that part first, but oh well.
Yeah.
Amon heads for the skyscraper. Guess I'll go back and see if my pretty birds got loose. Amon finds his prisoners gone. Might have known they'd be rescued by now. I'll have to go to that office. Suddenly, a gunman steps from behind a crate. Okay, Mr. Amazing Man. Put him up while I call for. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work because you don't have anybody to hold hostage, and the guy can turn into a green mist. Sorry, but I don't want any noise right now. Later on the 42nd floor. Well, this is it. Hello, boys. Now comes the showdown. The Mist Guy. Yeah, the Mist Guy, and he wants a showdown. Come on, boys. We'll give him a real one. Suits me fine, loudmouth. No guns. When you fellows get tired, we can stop a while and have a spot of tea. But meanwhile, an alarm, having been given, the whole gang streams out of the elevator. Hold on, gang. There's trouble in there. While at the police headquarters.
I tell you.
Yeah, I know, and I'm Napoleon. Wait, why that brings as respectable as a church, or why that bank is respectable as a church. Wait, these bills are all the same serial number. You're right, Miss Henderson. Get the riot squads out. Call all cars to the National Trust building, quick. While the crime army rushes them on. Guess I'll retreat for a minute. Later, on the floor above, they're all on the 42nd floor. I'll break these elevator cables. Oh boy. Still later. This is the last one. Amon floats to the ground in the green mist. That leads them along a long walk to the ground. So you decided to come after all. Well, you'll have time to get an army here by the time those boys get down. As police commissioner of this state, I want to thank you, and as a friend, I take back what I said about you. It's I who need the rest. Watch next month's Amazing Man. All right. So overall impressions, Sabrina.
I don't know. I didn't like it as much as the ones we did last week. I just didn't like it. It was,
Last
I
week,
don't
or
know.
you
It
mean
was,
the last time we read together?
we
The
read
last time we
together.
read.
Yeah,
Okay.
we read together. Yeah.
Because
I just,
unless you were in the chat or in the audience or something like that, I don't remember you being there last week.
no, the ones that we read the last week, the not last week, but the last time we did a show together. I don't know, just this one felt predictable and just not as exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you did like the girl's fashion sense apparently.
Yes, I did like her outfit, yes. I
The
really did
outfit and
like
her
that outfit.
hairstyle too, right?
Yes, I liked her hairstyle, yes. Yes. I'm weird like that. I'm like, "Oh, I want that hairstyle for me." Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you can talk to the
Yeah.
chat for a moment, I do need to go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll be right back.
That's fine. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to stand here? Okay, so this
Just
comic,
yeah, just talk to the chat. Just have a conversation. Granted, just talk to the chat until I can come back. I'll just be real
okay,
quick.
okay. So like it says on here that this was a number of was active from 1938 till 1932. Okay, this is for the publishing company, not just this character. And it says, "Oh, huh, sorry." It says in here there's different titles of Centaur Publishing, and there was 186 books and 27 different titles. Hmm, that's interesting. And hey, if I'm a lousy reader and if I'm saying names wrong, post in comments like, "Hey, you said this wrong." I mean, not in a mean way, but like if some of these names and words I do have trouble pronouncing. So if you guys can comment and say, "Hey, you goofed up," just let me know.
Well, yeah. Well, Amon, and not a lot of people know that. I mean, that's not a common name, so that's not something to be. That's why I kind of just and I waited a moment for you to to see if you'd pick up
Yeah,
on
because
the fact how I was saying it, and then would follow suit. That's why I just decided to finally say something. But
yes,
yeah,
because sometimes
you're
I
doing fine.
struggle with
You're doing fine. That's you know.
yeah, I sometimes struggle with stuff, so just let me know. Like, hey, you know, and I accept criticism fairly good.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we're going to move on to the next story, which is the Amazing Man story was 12 pages. So the next one we're going to read be 10, which will be the
Okay.
Arrow from Arrow, the first Arrow story from Arrow
Oh, you
Volume
get the
2.
ones that I liked. Yes. Yes, the ones I liked. Hold on, I have to get weird with the camera. Sorry.
Is somebody there with you there, Sabrina?
Nope, I had to get a bucket.
Oh. All right, so Arrow Volume 2 then here. So, issue 2 rather, not Volume 2. So, number 2, November, of course, that's a cover date. 10 cents, 15 cents apparently in Canada. 64 pages of fast moving action stores. A triple arrow, which I believe basically means 3 arrow stories, but we're going to just do the first one. Headless Horseman, Larry Kane, Lieutenant Link, King of London, and other features. Oh, and there's the arrow right there. Probably actually one of the first Archer type superheroes. He obviously predates like Green Arrow and Blue Boom, all that. So
Yeah. So
the
I like
arrow,
the Arrow ones. Yes.
the Arrow by Bob Luggers. All right, so yeah, I didn't check to see if this one. I didn't really go through these ones too much. So
Don't worry, I do kids and women.
yeah, I know. I just help, police! The bank has been robbed. At um at the hangout at the hangout. Here's your cut, Harry. Thanks. Give me mine. The arrow. Let's beat it. He's after us. Blung. Suddenly, the trick of making them think the arrow is after them sure did work. Yeah, I think I'll let you. I think I'll let you. I'll do the speaking part. Well, let's see. I'll let you do the
I can do the
narration.
narration, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't. My guess is I don't think there's any women or kids in this story.
Don't
So
worry about it. It's totally cool.
yeah, yeah. Now we just march in and grab the do. Sure. The boss is a clever guy. There ain't nothing to it. Here it is, just the way them blokes left it. What a haul! What a haul! Blimey!
After taking the loot, the two thugs head for their hideout. They arrive shortly.
Come on, Limey. The boss'll be glad to see us. Good evening, boys. How did you make out? Here it is, boss. Yeah, luck for yourself. I see. My little idea worked. Like a bloomin' charm, boss. Ho 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 ho! Did these guys run? Good. Here's your cut. But boys, we're out for bigger stuff than this. Richard Van Waden, Vadine, is in the next room. We've just sent a ransom note to his daughter. I guess there is going to be a woman's voice here. Sounds like find the cursor. Okay. Go in and see how the old boy is making out. I will. Will you, Slick? Sure, boss. We just sent a little note to your daughter, big boy. If she comes across, nothing will happen to you.
In the other room,
Now, you two guys, listen and get this straight. Tomorrow afternoon, Schultz, Forbes, and his gang are going to rob the Dupont's payroll truck. Here's the plan. Tom, here's their hangout. I hope the trick works again. Oh, actually, there was some lower left-hand
that's
corner of
okay.
that thing.
Yeah, the next night.
Make your shot good. Make your shot good. Don't worry. I've been practicing this thing for a week. Bottom left corner.
Before he, what's that word?
I believe
Lands?
Before he can shoot, I think is the line.
Before he can shoot.
Look, it's the real arrow. Let's beat it. Come on, Bo. Run for the car. All right. So it's top left, right, bottom left. That's the pattern now.
The two thugs speed for the hideout.
Step on it. We gotta tell the boss that the arrow is after us. Boss! He's after us. What the? Who's after you? The real arrow boss. You stupid fool. Why did you lead him here? We've got to get rid of the old guy. We don't want to be caught with him here. Let's bump him up now. No, you fool. We'll dump him over the palisade. I'll get him, boss. Come on, Van Vadine. You're going for a nice little ride out in the country. If I could only get my hands on this bird. Here he is, boss. He's getting nasty. Oh, he is he? I see he doesn't appreciate the way he's been treated here. Limey, you and Bull take him out to the Palisades, bump him off, then dump him over. Gotcha, boss. Get this straight after you rub him out. Meet Slick and me at the 19 Club. You know the room. Hurry up, Limey. Let's get this thing over with so we can lamb out. Right.
Half an hour later.
Douse the lights. Come on, get out and step on it. Here's a good spot, Bull. It's nice and high. Say your prayers, big boy. You'll get I'll give you 3. One, 2. Keep your head down.
Suddenly,
Yow! Blimey, the arrow again. Ouch, my hand hurts. Hurry, Bull, into the car. I know it's a little bit
but
hard to read because it's like
I
black.
can see it a little bit. But in the
Excitement.
embankment they fall to put their but in the embankment
No,
they
excitement.
fall to put out it in the excitement they fail to put on their auto lights and
Yeah, that was a little bit
they
harder because just how they set that up,
how that was set and how it was like bunched, yeah. They
yeah.
plunge headlong over the cliff. Crash, bam, crunch, crash. At the top of the cliff,
I'll have you free in a moment. Whew. That cotton gag was beginning to choke me. I'm going back to town to get the rest of the gang. You'll be able to hail a bus on the main road. But who are you? Oh, the arrow.
the arrow races for town. Meanwhile, over at the 19 Club,
What's the matter with those 2 mugs? They've had enough time to bump off an army. I don't know, boss.
suddenly,
That must be Liney and Bull. Now come in, gentlemen. I'm sorry. Well, hello, well,
in steps, no, the door
oh,
opens and in steps the arrow.
gentlemen, the arrow. Well, maybe we won't get to see the girl. um, Come on, Slick. There's the 2 of us. Only one of him. We can lick him.
Slick raises his knife, but the arrow springs into action.
Yow! Hold on before you. Let's see. All right. So left upper, left lower, then right. So there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, Arrow. Game's up now. Oh.
In the short space of a second, the arrow crouches and dives over the desk.
Not yet. Pow!
First a left, then a right.
Aha! Ha! I've got you now, Mr. Oh. Uh, anyways.
But Slick seeing
His chance.
but Slick, seeing his chance, grabs the arrow's wrist in a tight grip.
Ha! I've got you now, Mr. Arrow.
However, the arrow is not to be outdone. However, the arrow is not to be outdone this easily. He swings his hand and clamps down the wrist of Slick.
Ouch! So, left up, left down,
Whoa.
right.
Yeah. Whoa, oh sorry, it was bouncing. Freeing himself, the arrow takes a full swing at the stunned gangster.
Clout! Come on. Come on, Slick. Both jump at the same time.
The arrow's final blow carries both crooks off the floor.
Wow, look at that punch.
That's cool. Meanwhile, Mr. Van
Van Vadine. Van
Van
Vadine.
Vadine, yeah, it's Dutch. Van Vadine is traveling toward town on a bus which he has hailed. He gets off at the police station.
Yes, sir. Is there anything we can do for you? Take me to your captain. Hurry.
20 minutes later.
And that's the whole story. Ho, ho, ho. Why that's preposterous. I've never heard anything so silly. Don't believe it.
Suddenly,
What's this? Plunk. Look, it's a note.
you will like to captive. You would like to capture the highway gang. Go to Club 19. They are waiting for you. The Arrow.
Let's go, man. It may be a prank, but we've got to find out.
Justice triumphs through the work of the Arrow. The end.
All right.
But
So overall,
one second. Go to that note. Go to that beautiful cursive. Look at that. That is pretty.
Yeah. My cursive is not that pretty. I'll tell you that much.
Mine is not either.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go off camera here for a moment, but I'll still be able to talk here. Overall impressions of the story.
It wasn't as boring. I liked it. I thought it was cute. And even though the printing is like so much fun, bumped together. I understand that they used to do that with comic books a lot, but if you were a kid that was struggling to read, I could see where this would cause you some trouble, but
Mhm.
it was a very good story.
Yeah. All right. So
But sadly, no women.
yeah. I thought that at one point I thought there might have been because they said something about sending the ransom note to the daughter, so I figured she would have probably come in at the end there, but I guess not. But and that's why I figured I'd just give because if I didn't give you the narration, then there'd be nothing for you to read in there. There's no women
Oh
or
no,
kids.
that's perfectly okay. No, I get it.
Yeah. But anyways, all right, let me come back out here. Anyways, all right. So we're about half. We're two stories down, two to go. We're just past the hour mark, so we're more or less making pretty good time here.
Yes,
Let me
we
just
are.
take care of this real quick. So the next one we're gonna do is from Detective I #1. We're gonna do the eye sees.
The eye sounds cool.
Well, here's the premise of this particular comic. So the comic here is all about an all-seeing eye that sits there.
Yes, with the lawyer. Yes. And the wife thought he was crazy and thought he was cheating on her. Yes, I remember the eye. Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, he's
Yeah.
basically no, the eye is an omnipotent being that basically empowers ordinary people to do somewhat
Yes.
extraordinary things. Uh,
Yes. And the eye came and talked to her. I believe her name was Barbara, maybe, or something.
hmm.
And yeah, see, I remember things. Is that not funny? I will be right back.
All right.
I have
Well,
to run to the
while I'm
other
getting the
room.
story set up, maybe I'll take a look too and see. Just make sure
Yes.
that.
Yes, I will be right back. I've got to run to the other room really quick and get a package. So I will be right back.
All right.
I'm running away. I'm
Yeah,
running
well,
away.
I'm just waiting. Well, one, I'm waiting for you to get back, but also I'm just going through here, and so there is a woman in the latter half of the story there, that latter half of
Okay.
this story. So,
Okay. So if you want me to do the narrations again, I will.
all right, yeah, well, yeah, I think I'll have you do the narration and the one because the one comes more in the latter half of the story here. So, um,
Okay.
all right, so there it is, right there.
The eye, a symbol of man's conscience, a terror to all evildoers. Time or distance means nothing to the eye, as it wreaks its terrible vengeance on all four corners of the world.
The Eye Sees by
Yeah.
Hank.
Um,
Let me do.
yes, yeah, it is him. Jack Barrister, which is funny. Jack Barrister, a young attorney who once again joins the eye in another attempt to bring
Rigoni.
Rings. What?
Rigoni. Rigoni.
Rigoni.
Rigoni.
Rigoni. Attempt to bring Rigoni, big-time racketeer and underworld king, to justice.
Come on, snap that stuff up.
The Atlas Fur Storage Company is the victim of this robbery. 2 vans are just preparing to leave with their loot. Ooh, that's how I could get a free fur coat.
Yeah, if you want to risk going to jail.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah. But Pete, get a move on. That watchman is coming round. Come on, we got to scram. Okay, start rolling. This is what I call a perfect easy getaway. Still no cops. This should make Rigoni feel good. 50 grand. Nice haul, right, Lefty? Right, Lefty. Okay.
The ghost seriously.
Huh?
Sorry. The trucks reach Rigoni's place. Silently, they roll into the shadows and unload their cargo.
Get these monkeys moving, Lefty. I gotta see the boss. I don't like to keep him waiting. Okay. Keep your shirt on. Yeah, that's good. 50 grand. Yeah, make more next time. I like the way you work, Slicky or Silky. We had to slug the old watchman though. Listen, I said I wanted these jobs pulled clean. Suppose you killed him, you lame brain. I had to slug him, boss, but he's okay. Honest, boss. I ought to break you in two, Silky. Don't you think I have enough to worry about without you adding to it? Okay, boss. I'll be careful next time.
Jack Barrister awakens to the phone at his house.
Actually, I think that answers the phone.
Answers. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Another haul? That's the third one this week. No clues, huh? Well, listen, chick. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Yep, that's right. Be ready so long.
Picking up Chick, they ride through the night.
I'm telling you, Jack, the chief's having fits. We don't even have a lead. Well, we'll try and make one at Rigoni's place. Well, here we are, Rigoni's nightclub. Ah, there's the guy I want to talk to. My old friend Mickey the bartender. Hello, Jack. You're just the fellow I want to see. Have I got things to tell you? You know Rigoni's gunning for you. Since you tangled with him last. It ain't safe to be here, let alone me talking. It's okay, Mike. I'm on the job. Rigoni has been pulling these hauls, but Silky is in charge. It's hard to put your finger on that guy. I knew it. Here comes company.
At
What?
that moment,
Oh,
oh, sorry.
what again?
Go ahead.
What again? Well.
At that moment in Rigoni's office,
Boss, Barrister is here talking to Mickey. He's up to no good. What? Why, I'll tear him apart. Get him. Come on, what? What did you tell the dick? All right, so before we go on, the term dick back then was
meant
just
detective.
you're right. Just for those who don't know, just he wasn't calling him he wasn't using it in the same way we would use it today.
Right.
A short term for detective.
Yes.
Stool pigeon, huh? I never did trust you. Your number's up. Your number's up, Mike. Listen, Silk, you don't scare me.
Jack has now returned home, is thinking over what information he has learned.
If I can only hit upon a plan to trap this cheap crook, somebody has to stop him. All right.
The eye appears.
Then, so left, upper right, lower right. So, all right.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello, Barrister. Well, I see you have to deal with Rigoni again. You have a lead, so go after him. I'll be back.
Back at Rigoni, there's a tenseness in the air. Something's going to happen.
Lefty, Silky, come here. There's a stoolie in the outfit. I got a tip on who it is. Warm up. We can't waste time. Okay, boys. Take care of Mickey. He talks too much. Just a minute, Mickey. The boss wants you to ride to town. Get some material. Come on, here's the car. Don't pull that stuff, Silky. I'm not going. So down and then
Mickey,
right.
Mickey suspects. He dives low at his assailants.
Why, you little ugh! So I wonder if maybe he was going for. Now, you didn't see that too much back in these comics. People actually going for low blows.
No, because it was considered ungentlemanly.
To say the least, yeah. And this is even before the Comics Code Authority even came into it.
So hold it. Before we finish, the Comic Code Authority actually put it in there that you could not do low blows in the comics and things like that.
Well, it was covered by extension. So, what the Comics Code Authority was, okay, so based on the works of psychiatrist Dr. Frederick Wortham and his book that came out in 1954, Seduction of the Innocents, right? There was
yes.
Huh?
Yes, I know that book. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was there were a bunch of parents who started complaining that they felt that their kids reading a lot of these comic books at the time were becoming juvenile delinquents. And so there was a study done. Now, you have to remember, too, contrary to popular belief, comics were not always just made for kids, okay?
No.
as you can tell from some of the stuff we've read, some you do border on some adult themes in some of these stories.
Oh, yes, some of them, heavily yes.
All right.
Yes.
So what happened was is that in the starting in like the late 40s, early 50s, Congress, as part of their HUAC hearings, House Un-American Activities Committee, um, did somewhat of an investigation of these comics to see what was actually in them and what they felt was what was leading, because what you had was, as you said, and DC was probably some of the most notable examples. Like they would thinking that like Batman and Robin was promoting homosexuality. Wonder Woman, well, of course, now in the case of Wonder Woman, this was a little bit more actually true. There was
Yes, because Bruce created her.
a lot of William Moulton Marston stuff. When he originally created Wonder Woman, there was a lot of bondage
Yes,
fetishism.
BDSM, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
bondage, the whole
yeah,
counterculture of that, yes,
yeah,
that was in Wonder Woman.
yeah.
I have a
So
friend, please forgive me.
yeah.
There is a
I mean,
cat in the
I'm
room.
sure you've heard, if you haven't heard me talk about, I'm sure you've heard, if not me, then maybe Rex or Apex or Shadowhawk or LZ or any number of them mention it at one time or another. Just the cultural influence that the Comics Code Authority had. So what the Comics Code Authority was, the Congress was getting ready to crack down on the comic book industry to kind of get them to tone down a lot of the content, make it more.
Yes, but
And
there was still, and that's why the counterculture and other thing came up with underground comics.
right, that's what.
Yes,
Now,
because and it
while they did not specifically say, um, they did not specifically talk about the idea of low blowing people, as it were. It was
no,
kind of covered because basically anything that could have been anything, any reference to anything sexual, you know,
right.
was was outlawed. Okay,
Yeah,
I mean,
like the
I'm
cleavage.
short of just your typical, like, you could still have basic romance, but basically like everything had to be like heterosexual relationships, you know, marriage, you couldn't have sex like outside of marriage. You couldn't show like,
You couldn't
in
show
mainstream comics,
kissing your girlfriend. You couldn't
right?
show stuff like that unless they were
That was
married.
basically the most you could do. Now, what the Comics Code Authority was it was the comic book industry's kind of self self way of censoring themselves. Rather than waiting for Congress to crack down on them, the Comics Code Authority was the industry's attempt to ward off Congress getting involved or the government getting involved and say, well, no, we're going to actually censor ourselves. We're going to make it. And among some of the things included like authority figures had to be shown respectfully. You couldn't show,
Yeah, like police.
yeah,
Yes. A
you know,
fireman, anything with the yeah. Like,
anything to the
yeah,
public, anything that would subvert public trust was a no
yeah,
go. Anything that was considered like sexually deviant was considered a no
yeah,
go. And
yeah, yeah.
even most, as you noted before with the Commons Code Authority, um, the most you could get away with probably is maybe a boyfriend girlfriend, maybe kissing at that,
Like going on a first date, walking, holding hands, back then was considered, oh, we can show that, but he can't kiss her, excuse me, he can't kiss her at night. Like give her a good night kiss. He walks her to her parents' house and mom and dad are waiting.
Right.
Like, that's what they had to show. They couldn't
Right.
yeah.
Basically, very wholesome stuff. You could,
Yes.
you really couldn't be too dark with anything. I mean, and again, the Comics Code Authority was comics version of what came earlier, the Hayes Code, which came out in like 33, 34. The Hayes Code was for movies. You know.
Yes, yes, yes.
You
So
know.
the comic book company kind of took the comic book code people kind of took a lot from that, but
Mm.
it's like the comic book companies really there's this really cool book, and if I could only remember the name of it, I read it, but it was about the comic book people and how they came up with it and why. And then in the 60s, the late 50s and the 60s, the counterculture of the underground comics came
Mhm.
about, more
Well, yeah,
adult, more
by the late
perverse
60s, they were starting to relax. Um,
on some
they were
things.
starting to relax some aspects of the comics code, like for example, well, like one of the aspects of it, and this affected horror comics more than anything, due to the more idea of the excessive gore aspect of horror comics. But
Yeah.
you could not depict monsters like vampires and werewolves. And there was, I think it was in sometime in the late 60s, early 70s, there was an actual, there was, there was a comic book creator named Marv Wolfman for DC, I believe. And they had, in one of the stories, they had a Wolfman being kind of the narrator. And originally people
Oh,
were,
that would be cool.
yeah. Well, originally the thing is that the idea was, well, no, you can't have a Wolfman in it because you can't have werewolves in these stories. But how they got around it was they said, well, no, it wasn't a Wolfman. It was like Marv Wolfman who was actually being, and that's how they kind of got around it. And that's around the time they were starting to kind of like, I mean, you couldn't even, unless you show it, like, it went from in the 40s where, like, for another, here's another example, yeah, as time went on, as they were starting, in terms of their change of views on, in terms of depictions of certain things. Like when the Comics Code Authority originally came out, you could not show illicit drug use at all.
No.
You could not show any type of illicit drug use at all. By the time you got to the late 60s, in fact, one of the first stories come out where they were stretching the bounds a bit was a Green Arrow story, I believe it was a Brave and Bold story featuring Green Lantern and Green Arrow, where Speedy came out as being a drug addict. And they let that go because they were depicting illicit drug use in a negative way. That's how it started getting loosening up. It went from you can't depict it at all to it's okay as long as you're depicting it as a bad thing and why people should not get into it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they allowed it, because they were doing it that way. Yes. Yes.
So, by the late 60s, early 70s, they were starting to they were starting to you know they were starting to loosen it a bit. I mean, the Comics Code Authority did not really die out until like 2011, 2010, 2011. By
Really?
2011, by 2011, everybody had stopped using it, even though for those last few years, it had gotten down to just like DC, Archie, and I think one other company that was still using the Comics Code Authority. So,
Really?
yeah. But anyways,
So we'll get back to it. I'm so sorry.
no
Okay,
problem. I
so
mean, that's a piece of history that's important to kind of go over.
yeah, because a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
So, but
And
a
it kind
blow
of gives you context as you're reading the story too. That's it. But even back then, even though the Consequent Authority had not been in, you know, it still would have been fairly rare to see somebody actually trying to go for a low blow.
Yes. Okay. But a blow on the head drops Mickey.
There you are, smart guy. Lefty, come on. Shove him in the car. Dump him in the back. Let's get this over. Yes, I don't like this stuff.
Out of the driveway, the thug's car speeds.
We'll dump him on the old river road. Okay?
Off they speed with the unconscious Mickey. Silk stops the car on a lowly strip of road.
All right, Lefty. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Mickey, this is the jumping off place. Okay, start running. Huh?
Dazed, Mickey weaves forward, then shots.
That's enough, Silk. Bang, bang!
Their job done, the killers leave. Only the riddled body of Mickey tells of their murderous rendezvous. But now someone else views the scene. But now someone else views the scene. Sorry. The next day, Jack is driving when, from nowhere, a stranger approaches.
Give it to him proper, boys. He knows too much. Whew. That was close. The whole car slashed by machine gun fire. Am I lucky? Or am I lucky? Well, Rigoni, you sure mean business, don't you?
Jack arrives home to find his wife in a frenzy. Jack, I've been nearly crazy. First your accident, now this. The telephone threats, now this. All the threats on our lives. Oh, Jack, please please give this case up. It's too dangerous.
The problem with giving up cases every time somebody threatened you is that the bad guys would always win. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
You got to show them that it's not going to happen that way. But anyways,
Approaching her home that evening, Jack's wife is followed.
that's the dame, Silky. Take her on the next corner.
What?
Hold on.
Help!
Hold on.
Oh.
That was, I guess you had to go down.
I didn't see that.
Back. Yeah. Well, I barely saw it because the arrow there is so tiny there.
I can't see it. It blends in.
Yeah.
I wish Jack would leave this case alone.
Okay, now.
Help!
Shut up. Get moving, Lefty. Okay, Lefty. So far, so good. Get going. And then down, then to the right, I believe. Hello, Jack. I'm back. But this time I bring sad news. Your wife has... Yes, what about her? Has anything happened? What is it? Two of Rigoni's mobsters grabbed her 5 minutes ago. Don't worry, Jack. Everything will be all right. They won't harm her. The poor kid. It's all my fault. I should have known what they would do. If I ever get my hands on that rat, yeah, maybe you should. Maybe with a threat. Well, of course, they would not have been doing it as much back then. The idea of, oh yeah, maybe we should put some guards, have escort or
Yeah.
we'll bring these rats to justice, barrister. Don't worry. Now I must leave you, for there is other work to do. I'll be back, though, to see you put Rigoni behind bars. But before I go, I have a plan. Listen carefully, Jack. You're going to fix Rigoni by his own wicked ends.
Jack alone paces the floor.
If I could only be sure the ice plan will work.
Breaking the stillness of the night, a rock crashes through the window. Tied to it, a note.
Crash! What the?
Barrister, keep your hands off Rigoni, or else. By that permanent absence of your wife. Signed, Well Wisher.
Well, this time they didn't put any arrows, but I'm going to assume it's like all left side then to the right here, I guess, based on what I'm seeing here. Hello, Chick. Listen, get hold of the boys. I'll meet you down there in a few minutes. Lots to tell you. All right, so long.
Meanwhile, the mobsters and Fave Jack's wife reach Rigoni. What does all this mean, Rigoni?
Well, if it isn't the lovely Mrs. Barrister, I am honored. Barrister would be a fool if he did anything knowing what would happen to you.
Jack is determined to get you and your mob. Rigoni is keeping me here. Giving him threats won't change things. Meanwhile, Jack has reached Chicks.
But Chick, they've got Faye. Lord. Okay, so I think that was Faye. So that Faye is like her first name, I guess. Lord
Oh,
knows. Lord knows what suffering she'll go through. It drives me crazy. I don't know what to do. Easy, old man. Let me think. Then this note. It's the last straw, Chick. If I ever get Rigoni, I have a plan. I have a plan. I have a plan. You'll have to round up some of the boys. There may be a little shooting. Man, it's about time we saw some action. Our office is dead these days. Tomorrow night, Rigoni's rats plan to knock over a liquor warehouse. So we'll be there at the warehouse, trade places with them. From there, we'll go after Rigoni himself. We'll man the trucks. How's that?
the next night at the warehouse.
Okay, boys. Here they are. Do a quick job.
An alert mobster sees them. His gun barks.
Okay, they asked for it. Come on, chick. The cops, guys, open up.
Jack's gun spits lead. A gunman drops. Each cop is waging his own battle.
They got us, Mo.
Chuck
Right.
gets to the
Hold
truck.
on. Just give me a sec here before you start. I just want to see.
Okay.
Okay, so left, upper right, lower right.
Okay, I see it. Yeah. Chuck gets to the truck.
Going
Chick gets
to
to the truck. Sir.
going to shoot me in the back. Come on, Jack. We fix them. Bang, bang.
Oh, well, hold on. It's bumping. Hold on. Overpowering the mobsters after a bloody gun duel, with gunmen laying dead or wounded, Jack dashes to the warehouse and puts a call to headquarters.
That's right. That's right, Chief. Bring an ambulance too. There's a couple of rats still kicking.
The truck, manned by its new occupants, speeds away from the warehouse.
Now the surprise Ragoni, rat boys.
Reaching Ragoni's, Lefty is there waiting.
It's about time. They came. They came. The boss is yelling.
But before the unsuspecting Lefty can do anything, I've got to shut the door. Hold on. Sorry. But before the unsuspecting Lefty can do anything, Chuck springs from the cab.
Uh,
Chick springs from the cab.
all right, I've got to go off camera for just a real brief moment here. It's getting dim here now, so I need to turn on the light here. So I'll just give me a sec. Just talk to the chat while I'm
Okay,
gone.
I have to go. I have to check something as well because my system is pinging and it's saying like things about bad storm in my area. So yeah, hold on. Well, I don't have to go off camera. Hold on, I'm going to try to read this. Okay, what's it saying? Okay. Okay. It's just saying we're getting weather because my thing is spinning. Um, I'm not using my Wi-Fi. So, yeah. Um, I'm not using my Wi-Fi on my phone, and it keeps saying weather spinning. The weather thing is spinning. So, something is going on.
So you think the storm is finally starting to hit?
It's been hitting all this time. I can hear it, but we're supposed to get heavy rains until 11 tonight, a severe thunderstorm.
Well,
Let's
it's 1:39, or we're about an hour 39 into it anyway. So this is going to probably be the last story,
okay.
anyways. I know we were trying for four, but we did get into that conversation about the Commons Code Authority, but
Yeah,
that's part
it
of the.
doesn't.
So
Yeah,
Probably after this story, we'll try to wrap up with this by going like best of, worst of, and then do the
yeah,
this. And
yeah.
let me ask you this while I have you real quick. So, and I know I mentioned this already. So the next open date I have for co-hosting is April 26th. You said that that's good for you, right?
Yes, that's perfect for me.
So,
Yes.
so in case you can't stick around after the show or anything like that, I'll know at least to
Yes.
be able to. All right, so let's get the story finished then, and then we'll start to wrap things up here.
Okay.
All right.
So
All right. Well, you just finished
gotta
reading the
go
narration,
down.
but I've got to read the. So, what is this? You ain't. Ugh. This will keep you quiet for a while.
Gaining entrance to the club, Jack reaches Rigoni's quarters when,
Barrister, you're not going any further.
while the two grapple, Rigoni enters.
Get out of the way, Silk. Get out of the way, Silk. I'll blast him right out of his shoes.
But Rigoni, in a rush to finish off Barrister, shoots Silky by mistake.
Holy smoke, I got Silky. Now, we're going to the right here.
Yeah. Jack is quick to take advantage of the situation, but then Rigoni's gun barks and Jack fires.
Not fast enough, huh, Ragoni?
A sound from the doorway causes Jim to whirl. Oh, Mr. Barrister, I knew you'd come. Here's the. Oh, that's a guy's voice. Sorry.
Well, okay, that's kind of a weird thing though, because well, no, I because they got it linked to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, Mr. Barrister, I knew you'd come. Here's someone to see you.
Oh, it was her.
Yeah, what?
And it. Oh, well, I didn't know that. Into his arms runs his kidnapped wife. Jack, darling, I worried so. I thought he had shot you. We would we wouldn't be bothered by him. We won't be bothered by him anymore, will we?
Well, chick, this washes up the gang, doesn't it? Do you have the rest rounded up? Yep. I guess he's closed thanks to you. Hello, Barrister. Well, I see you did your job, and good too. We finished those crooks once and for all. Thanks for your help, I couldn't have done it alone. I can't thank you enough. No crime or criminal action can escape the eye. But now I must leave until we meet again. Goodbye, all. I'll be watching you two. So be good. The eye sees all. Now, that's a very interesting way to end a comic, especially if now, granted, I think this is still kind of well, it's probably a little bit mature for like real young kids. I'm thinking maybe older,
Right.
maybe like middle schoolers and up might. But look at how they end that, right? Be good,
Yeah.
right? So be good.
Yeah.
She's all
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, I'm
almost kind of
watching.
like God talking to you, right?
Yeah, it kind of is. Hey, it's getting really bad here. We're getting thunder and stuff. I want to get off of here,
All right.
but I always love my favorite tonight's got to be the eye one. I always love the eye stories. I just I think they're funny and cute and cool. But really quick,
Yeah, real quick, give me your best and worst. You don't have to go into detail
yeah.
if you
The
gotta
thing that I
go.
thought was the thing that I think is funny is they call him barrister, Mr. Barrister, because over in England a barrister is a lawyer.
Hmm.
So that's why
Yeah,
I find it
very,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
it
yeah,
it was a nice little link up there. Yeah.
yeah, it's a nice little, "Hey, that's funny." But yeah, I've gotta get off of here. I'm afraid that I don't have my laptop attached to a power cord, a power saver,
Mm.
or a surge protector. It's plugged into the wall. So, I
Uh,
to protect this as much as possible, I'm gonna get off of here because it's hitting heavy here, okay?
I'll put you down for April 26th, and don't forget, um, Mighty Geek Studios. Terry from Mighty Geek Studios will be here, so hopefully you'll be in the chat and all
Oh,
that.
yes,
So,
most definitely.
um,
Yes.
all right. So
Yes.
I'll see you later. I'll see you later. Then I'm as I
Alright.
said, we're gonna probably about wrap up here. We're now at
Alright.
an hour 46. All right. Talk to you later, Sabrina. Thanks for coming in, and I'll see you
Alright.
next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Alrighty then. So with that, that's all we got on the stories tonight. But 3 of the 4, we still covered quite a bit there. So that was good. So anyways, so now what we're gonna do here, but it's actually I'm gonna put some music on for a quick moment because I do need to go off camera here for another quick moment. I'll be right back. But when I get back, start to wrap things up. We'll do this day in Nietzsche history, or this weekend in Nietzsche history. Then we'll wrap things up. So I'll be right back. Let me just go ahead and put the music on since I don't have a co-host now for the rest of the show here. But I'm glad Sabrina was still able to come in for most of it. So, anyways, all right. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So basically now today is of course Sunday. I hope you all enjoyed the stories tonight that we went through. So So now we're going to start to wrap things up. Today is Sunday, March the 22nd, 2026. I believe it's pretty much the first day of spring, as it were, as well. So what we're going to do now, of course, is we're going to take a look back at this day, Nietzsche history. History! So 1986, let's see, 86, 86, 56, and 1986 as well. All right, so first off, we are going to go back to the year 1956, yesterday. So yesterday's date, 1956. On yesterday's date, 70 years ago, back in 1956, at the 28th Academy Award, Speedy Gonzales won the Academy Award for Best Animated Short. So on yesterday's date, 70 years ago, Warner Brothers' Speedy Gonzales won the Academy Award for Best Animated Short on yesterday's date, 70 years ago. So now, moving ahead to the next piece of Nietzsche history. As we move ahead to the year 1986, 40 years ago, as on this date, 40 years ago, on yesterday's date, 40 years ago in 1986. And I bring that up. So on yesterday's date, Studio Gallup's OVA Perfectual Earth Defense Force was released on yesterday's date, 40 years ago. So 40 years ago yesterday, Studio Gallup's Perfectual Earth Defense Force, which was based on a Japanese manga series by Koichiro Yasunaga, which ran on the anime OVA based on the manga, was released on yesterday's date in 1986. It was released on DVD in North America by ADV Films in 2006. So there we go with that. And 1986 is just so nice that we're going to hit it twice. And on a set of 2 days, over a couple day period, there was quite a few stuff going on in Stampede Wrestling. So 40 years ago yesterday, let's see, in Calgary, Ron Ritchie would win the Stampede North American Heavyweight Championship, but then the title was immediately vacated. It was held up afterwards. And also on yesterday's date in 1986, the Honky Tonk Man and Cuban Assassin would defeat Chris Benoit and Ben Bassarev for the Stampede International Tag Team Championships. And then on today's date, 40 years ago, the following day in Edmonton, Ron Ritchie would regain the vacant Stampede North American title by defeating Kerry Brown in a rematch. So on yesterday's date, 40 years ago, Ron Ritchie defeated Kerry Brown to become the new Stampede North American Heavyweight Champion, only to have the title vacated in Calgary. And then Honky Tonk Wayne, who would become known in the WWE as the Honky Tonk Man, along with Cuban Assassin, would win the Stampede International Tag Team titles from Chris Benoit and Ben Bassarev in Calgary. And then the following day in Edmonton, Ron Ritchie would regain the vacated Stampede North American title in a rematch with Kerry Brown. And now we get, of course, to today's date. Let's see. Normally I try to do these in chronological order, but since there was kind of 2 days there we're covering there. So now going back to 1966, I believe. On this date, 60 years ago today, in 1966. This date in 1966. The 100th issue of Our Fighting Forces went on sale on this date back in 1966. Pretty much monthly. It was 3 quarterly, basically. It was monthly with the exception of March, June, September, December. Sold for 12 cents for 32 pages with Robert Kanier being the editor. 2 featured stories include one featuring Captain Hunter. Death also stalks the Hunter, and then another story, If We Miss You Die. All right, so that's all we got for this day in this weekend rather in Nietzsche history. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. Of course, we'll be back with more Nietzsche news tomorrow, including talking a little bit about the passing of professional wrestling legend Dennis Condrey, original member of the Midnight Express tag team. Originally, it was as a 3-man faction in Southeastern, along with Norville Austin and Randy Rhodes, until of course Condrey got together with Jim Cornette and Bobby Eaton, and then of course Condrey and Eaton became known throughout the territories, winning many regional tag titles in the early to mid 80s there. Let's see. Also, of course, as I said, we'll be back with more Nietzsche news tomorrow. As I've been saying, next week we'll be continuing our look down Comic History Lane, looking at books went on sale in August of 1940. I believe, I can't be 100% sure, I believe it might be Columbia. It's either going to be Columbia or Fawcett, one of the two, I believe, that we'll be reading from. I'll be joined, of course, by Terry from Mighty Geek Studios. Excuse me one moment. Just going to go off camera here real quick. Just got to do something real quick here. All right. So with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. We'll be back with more Nietzsche news tomorrow. Get all caught up on all the weekend's happenings in the world of pro wrestling, as well as talk a little bit about the passing of Loverboy Dennis Condrey. And we will see you all tomorrow. Bye.